Hello, everybody. This hearing occurred on January 23rd, 2025. It was anything but smooth sailing.
Let's go on the record then in the matter of file 1149444. EP, this Justin Lupacker versus Jonathan Payback. Let's have appearance. State your name, please.
Justine Lupacker was my maiden name. I'm now Justine Pease.
How do you spell that?
It's P-E-A-S-E.
P-E-A-S-E.
Yep.
Just it's please without the L.
Pease. P-E-A-S-E. Yep, please without the L.
All right. And then, sir, would you state your name?
Jonathan Decock.
All right, very good. All right, we're here. This appears to be a request being made by you, sir. And I guess I'm seeing that there's an objection. And so, sir, why don't you explain to me what it is you'd like to do, and then we'll go from there.
Yes, Your Honor. This is our year for spring break and looking to go with our family, including Ellie, her aunt and uncle, her grandparents on a cruise. The travel destinations on that stop are Nassau, Bahamas. Then we have a day cruising. We go to Falmouth, Jamaica, Labadee, Haiti, which is a private island that Royal Caribbean owns. Another day cruising, and then returning back to Fort Lauderdale. All within the restraints of spring break. We wouldn't be extending past that or leaving early.
Say it again. You would not be?
We would not be. It would be all within the time.
Okay, very good. All right. And you're saying that's going to be with an aunt, uncle, yourself, obviously, and grandparents as well?
Yep, my wife and then also her brother and sister.
Okay. All right. Your objections to this?
Yeah, I have an objection. With the defendant traveling out of the country with our child.
Why?
Haiti being my biggest concern.
It's a private island.
There is a do not travel.
It's a private island. It's a private island administered by the cruise line. They're the only ones that go there. They're the only ones that have any interactions whatsoever. They're the only people that even are on the island.
Correct. And they just started traveling to that island again because of safety reasons. And now with our new president that got sworn in, there has been more violence. They just 3 days ago, I have documentation, they just attacked the U.S. Embassy van. It's very, very violent right now in Haiti. And that is my biggest concern.
The aspect of them utilizing the private island, these cruise lines are multinational companies, and they certainly are not going to take their clients to dangerous circumstances when they would be obviously especially when in areas such as where they have full control, such as private island. They control the access of who has ingress and egress, and they would have full liability for anything going on there. That's going to be a safe place. I have no concerns about safety there. I do have concerns about whether or not there would be any sort of excursions on like private excursions that would go places that would not be fully coordinated by, supervised in a group with the cruise line. I mean, if you were to decide to rent scooters and go riding around the island, yeah, I would have a very strong concern with that. But certainly not with the private island area. That is fully within the control of the cruise line. The only people even allowed there are going to be people that are either employees or clients of the cruise line. So in regard to Haiti, if it's a private island, I don't see a concern with that. And not only that, I mean, there's the added aspect of the cultural and educational benefit accorded with the travel outside the United States. But you have, other than Haiti, you have other concerns?
I do. I have quite a bit of documentation, and I do have a lot of evidence I'd like to present.
You can present it, but I'm going to let you go ahead and make that record. But if it is pertaining to travel advisories and such, well, you can go ahead and make your ruling. I mean, your presentation, but well, I'll just let you go ahead and make it.
Yep. So, I mean, it is in related to travel advisory somewhat, but I won't direct, obviously, you are aware what the travel advisories are.
Right.
All these countries he is wanting to take our child to are not part of the Hague Convention as well, according to the Allen County Parenting Time Policy. I have strong concerns about traveling to these destinations based on safety and the well-being and the best interest of our child. You know, I strongly oppose this. I have documentation. Did you want copies?
I don't.
I got you copies.
I'll just be honest with you. This seems spiteful.
You know, I mean, right on the travel advisory, US, I mean, this is including the island.
Do you know how many countries have travel advisories against the United States?
Well, there's quite a bit now because of the president being sworn in a couple days ago, but
it's not
I mean,
because
US citizens
ma'am, it's
are,
not because of the president. It's because of gun violence.
there's more than that though. Especially Haiti. I'm sorry, if you would like me, I can give these to you so you can read them with me, but otherwise I can start reading. I mean, these are actual articles.
Oh, okay. Actual articles from where?
The .gov website. This one is. And I also too I have stuff I can read from the .gov websites as well, but I also attached a couple text messages and app close from the defendant. One of this, he says, I'm giving you another chance for Ellie not to know about how difficult you've been with both the holiday schedule and spring break.
Well,
so
that sounds like he's being generous to you, because it sounds like well, ma'am, right now it sounds like you're being spiteful. Like you don't, I don't want you to take her on a trip with your family. And it seems like an opportunity for your child that you would be excited for. But this objection seems fabricated. I mean, you're grabbing, it looks like you are grabbing for any excuse you could possibly get. So you're looking up and you're Googling travel advisories. You know, with these cruise lines, trust me, they are not going to put anyone in danger, because that would be not only enormous liabilities, but horrible publicity. These cruise lines came within a hair's breadth of going bankrupt not during COVID, but when they had issues pertaining to illnesses on their ship. So they are making extraordinary efforts to make sure people are safe. So you can go ahead and continue to place whatever you'd like to place on the record, but I'm very concerned about what is transpiring here. Those text messages that you provided to me, you say that they are, I don't know if they're considered that hostile. I think he's trying to give you an opportunity to just allow your child to have an exciting, potentially really educational, certainly an opportunity to expose her to other cultures. It just seems like this would not be something that a parent would normally be up in arms about. Something quite to the contrary would be excited about for their child.
And I have been excited about her for 14 years in the past, when he's taken her to destinations on spring break. I do have serious safety concerns as well. You know, this text message here, it says, she's only gonna resent you towards you. And since then, he has told our daughter and tried to turn alienate our daughter against me because he's involving her in adult matters. And this is one of the adult matters that he involved her
It would
in.
be hard not to have her at least aware of what's going on here because they're trying to make plans, right? So
I don't believe any child should be involved, though.
I don't think that they should be
Adult.
either. And I think you're involving the child here. And I do think that. I think it's unfortunate. Poor child. Why have the child be the football in this? That's a horrible thing to do.
So he said, also, if you are cool about everything, we'll be transparent about travel plans and work to communicate over the trip with you. If you fight it, well, we won't.
Well, that is not going to happen. There's going to be communication. There's going to be a very open communication with the child should be able to reach out to and communicate and share her experiences. The whole point of having these experiences and this adventure is that she should be able to share it with her family and those that she loves. So yeah, that we're not going to go into any sort of radio silence with the mother here. That's not going to happen. That's not appropriate. And I do, and to any extent that you are, poking or trying to create or foster any sense of hostility or aggravation or resentment in the child, I absolutely want to tell you, absolutely stop it. That is, I find that to be just an outrageous thing for any parent to do. Anything else?
Yep. So there has, since I obviously am fighting him on this issue, Haiti being my biggest and only concern, he has nonstop threatened me. He has been blowing up me on app close. I mean, nonstop harassment. And I mean, we have the court ordered app, and that's because I've never once in the 14 years ever taken him to court for anything, child support, parenting time, any complaints. And he was taking me over and over and over again. I'm sure you can see by the file until 2018, Judge Kingus at that time told him to stop taking me to court. I mean, and anytime he doesn't agree with anything, it's nonstop threats and harassment. And I feel like I can't live every day of my life in peace because he doesn't like a decision that I stand by.
Well, I mean, are these decisions, well, okay, first of all, if indeed there are threats or any sort of harassing behavior, that, sir, obviously that has to stop. The circumstances of your communication and your communication, it shouldn't be that him resenting a decision that you made. That all by itself, that statement all by itself probably raises the hairs on the back of his neck and also probably raises some significant red flags. It should be decisions that you make together. It's not something that you just get to have veto over the life of your child. It should be something where you guys are having input together, where you build a safe and secure life for that child that enhances her education, enhances her joy, enhances her experience of a loving relationship between both parents. And I'm not, you're sitting here, so I'm looking at you, but hopefully you're getting the sense that I'm speaking to you directly as well. Stop it. You got a child together. This is nonsense. And it's sad. This should be an opportunity that is exciting for the child to plan, not something that's going to, oh, I don't want to act too excited about this because that's going to upset mom, or I don't want to not be excited about it because then that's going to upset dad. Yeah, don't put your child through that. That is just that is sadness. That is just, and it's a recipe for just a horrible outcome.
I don't think, and as far as him, I mean, he talked down to my daughter about me. My daughter came home from a weekend with him about the spring break trip. Dad said this, dad said that, and I'm sorry, you should not involve any child in any matter like this. And especially talk bad about the other parent.
Well, I don't know. This is something where they're trying to make plans for the spring break. And I would imagine that, yeah, those discussions, why can't we make these plans? Why can't we solidify these plans? Well, I don't know. I wasn't part of those conversations, but, sir, don't dog and don't talk down about, don't start creating these terrible narratives in your daughter's mind about the mother, and mom, don't do that to dad. That's not rocket science. You guys should realize what is going to be destructive and hurtful for your child, if not now, certainly down the road. I mean, who knows what she's internalizing from this sort of, I won't say nonsense, but it doesn't need to be like this. It shouldn't be like this.
And until he filed this motion, I had no idea of any locations he was going to. He didn't share any of this information with me. He just threatened me that if I didn't do this, that he'd take me to court and he would do this and that. I don't do well with threats. If he wants to have an adult conversation with me and give me actual locations and everything else, I may be open to discussion. But when he throws a threat at me immediately,
you got the locations, and you weren't open to discussion. What you did, you took every point of where he was going to be, and then you Googled it to within an inch of its life to find out any bad points about it. And, there's 149 countries that have travel advisories against the United States. Does that mean that the United States is a place that people shouldn't visit? Some people might say that. I disagree. The idea of going to a private island, going to the general or outer neighborhoods in Jamaica, Haiti, any of these places, I recognize that would be dangerous. And my thought on this would be to allow only cruise line sanctioned excursions, and and obviously to utilize the beach at the private island type circumstance. But I mean, this is an opportunity. I don't want to deny your child this opportunity. I would think you wouldn't either. Anything else?
well, he flat out said if I take him to court, he won't give me communication or nothing with my child. So
Well, I already told you that's not going to
I
happen.
understand that, but can there be some ruling on the court's end for me to have constant contact with my child during this so that
Well, what do you mean by constant contact? I mean, by constant contact, if you mean you're having contact at times when they're trying to do things together and interfering with their communication with each other while they're on vacation. Well, there's mom right now, and she wants, and she's upset that I'm not coming right to the phone right now. It has to be reasonable. You just got done saying constant contact. And I have already told you, right, that there's got to be transparent communication. There's got to be an ability for the child to reach out to you when she'd like to, when she wants to share things. And it is not unreasonable for you to 2 or 3 times during this trip to call her to say, hey, how are things going? Hopefully in a nice, excited and supportive manner for hopefully your trip is going well. But that sort of thing is absolutely going to happen. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, and that's,
I guess I just, some sort of order.
Anything else?
prohibited from me talking to her on spring break before. I'm afraid this is gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna happen. All right, well, you roll your eyes at me, but
I'm not really- I'm just-
you did.
I would like some sort of order, something that we can go by for communicating with my daughter. Because I am concerned about her safety.
Anything you want to say, sir?
I can assure you that she will have contact. Probably
What are
very
the-
similar to like our summertime when there's Tuesday, Thursday.
But two times a week? Is that what you're telling me?
I think that's
Well-
very fair.
Two official times a week, and every time that the child wants to call her, she should be able to do that.
I agree.
All right.
And also like an itinerary, he said he wasn't gonna share anything with me if I took him to court. Well, here we are. So like an itinerary, I wanna know where my daughter's gonna be at all times. And I'm sure you have that from the cruise line.
You can give a general itinerary and the excursions, that's fine. Provide her with a general itinerary and excursions you're planning. Anything else?
And they're not allowed to go off the Royal Caribbean excursion outline
It's going to be.
and stay in that area.
The only excursions are going to be cruise line sanctioned excursions operated by and supervised by the cruise line and the private island. Anything else?
And not going outside of that area. I'm-
Anything else? Anything? Well, I just said that and now you repeated it. So
But you
now I
said
want to get to the next point. What next
Just the
point?
excursions, you did state the excursions, I agree, but I don't like other areas outside of that area there at, by the port. I don't feel safe with my daughter going outside of. Not just excursions, just in general.
All right, I guess I don't know how to say it any differently than the only excursions are going to be cruise line sanctioned and operated excursions and the private island. Other than that, I don't know how else to say it, sir. By my stating that, let me think if I can think of another way to say it.
We will,
You don't get off the ship unless it's a cruise line sanctioned excursion or private island. Okay,
understood.
all right. Does that cover it? I didn't hear that.
Sure.
Okay, so she's agreed to that. We're going to have a set time for the for you to call on Tuesday and Thursday. And then anytime the daughter wants to reach out to the mother, she is going to be allowed to do that. Period.
Understood.
All right.
Is there a time
Anything-
we can set?
I'm sorry.
I said, is there a time we can set on Tuesday and Thursday so that it's just set?
All right. Well, I guess why don't we set 6 p.m. Eastern time, United States. I don't know what whether or not going to any of these other places is going to in any way go into other time zones.
I will make sure that Tuesday, April 8th is the day that we are on the ship. I will make sure that I get a Wi-Fi package so that she's able to call because we won't have access to cell phone towers.
All right.
Thursday, we have to be back on the ship by 6 o'clock from the private island. I will make sure that she's able to communicate at 6 o'clock as well, Eastern time.
Okay. Okay. So there we are for that. And any other time that she wishes to reach out, she is able to reach out to the mother.
She is able.
Anything else?
I will, if it's okay for me to speak, I will have her use my cell phone to call her. Ellie's not able to communicate with our family. She's been blocked from talking to any of our family on her personal cell phone. So I don't think she needs to take that. She'll have I want her to be able to take pictures and everything for memories, but we'll have another way for her to do that. But I will have her communicate through my cell phone.
Well, no. Why do you need to do that? I mean, if you're gonna, I mean,
He does not allow my daughter to take her phone to his house.
why can't your daughter bring her phone with her? And here's why. Here's why I'm asking that. All right.
Yes, sir.
Because I want her to be able to call mom when she wants to. I don't want her to have to ask your permission to talk to mom.
Mhm.
That's not something, then don't do that. Why would you do that?
I disagree with it. I don't like it. The only reason is because she's not able to do that today. She has a cell phone and she's not able to reach out to her dad if she wants. I've been blocked from her phone and not able to communicate
Well, why is that?
because I
He's
allowed
not.
her to talk to her grandpa, Justine's dad.
She advises me that you are not blocked on her cell phone.
He sent the
not.
cops to my house when I grounded my daughter from her phone
Okay, well,
for a well-being check because my daughter was grounded from her phone.
okay, well. I don't know the circumstances of that, and I'm not gonna get into that. But I can tell you that if there is a block, well, all right, why are you laughing at that?
Because he doesn't allow my daughter to have her cell phone at his home
Well, but
at all.
But I'm changing that. Your daughter is gonna take her cell phone on the trip.
Okay. That's
Okay, and so why were you laughing at what I just said, though?
because of him. He's just.
The reason I said I'm not going to go into that issue with when the police were called, I don't know what the details are. And we're here today about a trip, a spring break trip. You keep bringing up these other different things that are, slights apparently to you. And you're placing that on the shoulders of your daughter's happiness. This is not what we should be doing. Either way, Sir, you need to allow the child to have her cell phone. She can take the pictures on her own cell phone then. That'll make it easier for you. She can also reach out to mom when she wants to. And then, so you'll need to put her phone on that Wi-Fi package. Then, other than that, the two of you need to be working together on this. You're raising a daughter. This should not be this sort of an adversarial arrangement. You don't need the likes of me becoming involved. You should be able to do this with each other. You shouldn't be fighting, frankly.
Your Honor, may I request that courtesy be extended and myself and my family be unblocked from her phone so that we are able to communicate with her?
He says you're not blocked.
That's not true.
Well, I will order that
I think.
the child's phone will be unblocked between you and her, and between her, and let her have full and free access to calling her mother while she's on the trip. In regard to the other individuals that you say may or may not be blocked, I would hope that there's not going to be an attempt to restrict any communication with their grandparents, but You know what? That's not on the table today anyway. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about making sure we give this child the opportunity to have a meaningful and enjoyable spring break trip that would be educational, culturally enhancing, something wonderful, a great memory. It should not be a memory of mom and dad fighting. Anything else that we need to address? All right. I'll issue an order. The order will be including cruise line excursions only, cruise line private island only, open communication with daughter on Wi-Fi plan to call mom when she likes, scheduled Tuesday and Thursday calls with mom at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, is it standard time or daylight? At 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll put the added proviso, the only time you get off the ship is when you're on a cruise line sanctioned and operated excursion or at the cruise line private island. Is there anything else that I didn't cover with what I'm going to put in that order? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I need to put daughter's phone is to be unblocked from either mom or dad and to remain that way. And it's not spring break. That portion is not spring break related. Anything else?
If you're ordering other than spring break for the phone to be unblocked, then so she's allowed to take her phone to his house.
Absolutely. I will even put that in the order, which will allow daughter to bring phone.
Because when she did, he did take it away from her on his time.
Dad's house. Of course, now that means you're not using that that ability to access, to have contact with the doctor that interferes with his parenting time. And it's not, and also not to be, just a means of tracking everything that is happening with him. That's not appropriate. That wouldn't be an appropriate thing to do.
Right. Don't do that. He takes her phone away when she goes to his house. So it's not the same vice versa.
Okay, well, the daughter will have the phone the daughter is going to have access to her phone, period. No one is going to be blocked, neither mom or dad. And neither parent is to utilize that telephone communication to interfere with the parenting time of the other. I mean, you can make a call here and there, just, hey, how things going, but that's it. This is not something every 25 minutes you're going to call to track on, what's he doing now? What's he doing now? That is not appropriate. I hope you're not, either one of you aren't doing that. But if you are, you need to stop. Anything else? Court will draft an order. You can leave the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, guys. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.